Oh, yay. What's up, coaches? Welcome back to our 1K offer challenge. And today is going to be an amazing day because you get to hear from some of our VIP coaches, and they're about to pull back the curtain for you and just give you a sneak peek at exactly what they include in their offers. And we're going to ask them some questions too, but we really want you to type your questions in the chat. I know that Matt picked some questions up yesterday from the amazing comments that you guys left, which we really appreciate. So I'm going to go ahead and start our slides for today, and we'll be, in and out of the slides because I really want you to just like soak up all the amazingness of our awesome coaches. So here we go. All right, here we are. Start my slideshow. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about what exactly goes in $1,000 plus coaching offer. And like I said, we're going to pull back the curtain. You're going to get a sneak peek inside of coaches' offers. We know that this is a question that comes up all the time. Like if I'm charging $200 a month now or less, what would I even give to somebody for $1,000 or more? Like what would I even begin to charge or give? Would that mean that I'm spending all of my time with them and basically promising my first or second or third or fourth born child? What exactly goes into that coaching offer? So you're going to find out today from the source, from our coaches. But quick, a day one recap. So we made the case for why you need $1,000 offer. Well, because you'll have less clients, then it takes less clients for you to go full time in your business. And we know that this is what you want. You are a career coach and you want to be full time. Whatever full time hours look like for you, you need that income in order to be able to go full time in your business. At that level, it also creates more buy-in from your clients. They're investing in themselves at a higher level, a more abundant level. And so they feel more, they want to get more out of it. They're going to be more likely to take your advice and do the work and do the things and get the results that you really want for them. It also gives you a margin to hire a team and acquire clients through bought audience opportunities. You can support scholarships. Remember that we talked about an objection yesterday. I don't only want to work with people who can afford me. I want to work with people that I really love. And this person that I really love really can't rub two pennies together to afford me right now. Well, when you have a larger, like a higher ticket coaching offer, $1,000 coaching offer, you have more availability in your income, in your life, in your coaching schedule to be able to offer a scholarship to those people who really can't afford it, but you really love. They are center of the bullseye soulmate clients. The only thing is that they can't afford you. Well, this is why you need that buffer. You need that coaching offer. And this gives you the opportunity to develop those materials for a lower ticket offer. Hey, I was right there with you guys. Like anybody who has a group coaching offer that's really low ticket, I was right there too. And I really wish that if I had gone back in time that I would have started with a one-on-one coaching offer, because it would have made my group coaching offer that much stronger. I would have known what the magic things were to include in that group coaching offer that were getting my clients such incredible results in that one-on-one offer. We also talked about how do you provide $1,000 or more worth of value? Well, there are 4 steps in this process. Step 1 is to do your market research. What exactly are your target audience members looking for? What are the problems that they have that they're seeking answers for? What are the single biggest results that they want to achieve? Step 2 is doing a personal audit. What are your current skill sets? What are your levels of comfort? What are you completely confident in that you can help clients achieve? And you take that and then you match that. You outline the overlap. Where is the overlap between what your soulmate clients really want, what they're struggling with, what they need, and what you've already got to offer, what you're willing to do for $1,000 or more per month in your offer, what you've already are a master at? Where is the overlap? That's your offer. And then step 4, you're going to offer exactly what they need. And there's more on that tomorrow. So make sure that you tune in to day 3. Now, today, our agenda is really open and so fun. So today is just an Ask Me Anything format. This is a sneak peek inside our VIP coaches offers. Now, they're charging more than $1,000 for their offers. So you want to know what goes in their offers. This is your opportunity to ask. So first up, we have Jeremy Guth, and Jeremy is dedicated. He is dedicated to his clients. He is dedicated to the cause. This guy, it is late at night for him right now. So he is a musician and a digital marketer that's turned functional nutritional therapist. He actually has a really cool niche that's untapped. And he loves working with this niche and being able to serve this group and this niche at a level that they're not currently being served, right? He's dominating the marketplace because he knows exactly what his soulmate clients want, need, and how to help them get a transformation. He's the founder of Beyond Sjogren's. And here's a fun fact about him. I bet you that you can't guess where his accent is from. But if you can tell us precisely where his accent is from, then I'm actually going to go ahead and Matt and I are going to give you 5 points, 5 bonus points, and you can type it in the chat afterwards. And no cheating. Don't go over to his social media and poke around and see where he's at and where he's from and things like that. Just guess. And if you make an honest guess and you are right, we're going to give you 5 extra points because this is something everybody gets wrong. And let's just have some fun here, right? All right. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and welcome Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Thank you so much for joining us tonight for you.
Tonight, yeah, definitely tonight. It's not that
so
late.
Glad that you're here.
Past my bedtime, but it's
awesome.
good to be here.
So your offer, first of all, I actually just wanted to point something out that I thought was really interesting that you and I looked at last week. You were looking at pricing your offers, right? And we looked at where you were and where you are, and you were like, oh my God, what did you find out?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I think you're saying that when I was offering the same package essentially, but at a lower cost, I was having, well, I've kind of recalculated it since then, so it's not quite as good as it looked, but it's still good. But basically what you're saying is I've sold more packages at this higher price point than I did at the lower price point. And that's like percentage wise as well. So the percentage of discovery calls that led to a sale seems to be higher now, even though the price is something like 40% higher. Yeah, so that seems to be true, although there is some calculation needed, but it's basically true.
Yeah. And that was amazing. I got that little like mind blown emoji from you.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that there's a higher buy-in for that higher ticket?
Well, mainly because I'm becoming better at sales and I'm able to explain the value of what I'm doing better. So when that happens, it's less of a struggle for those people to actually, find the money. In their heads, actually, most of it is find the money within. It's not necessarily the bank account. It's like, do I value this thing that this guy is offering me or not? Do I prioritize it? So I think I'm able to, let them prioritize their health more than I was leading them to before, because of the way I present my offer, essentially.
Yeah,
how I explain what they're going to get out of it. What is it? How does it work? Essentially, yeah.
Find the money within is a pretty cool concept. I love that.
Yeah, I just made that up. It's good, isn't it?
So you're somebody who you actually don't personally yourself have Sjogren's. So I'm actually really curious to know how you know so well what it is that your audience really wants.
Mostly by talking to a lot of people. So doing a lot of discovery calls with people. So, to put into perspective, for every 10 people that I speak to, I end up working with about 3 or 4 of them. So that's a whole lot of extra people who don't work with, but I've had a really good conversation with. My discovery calls are long. And, I often spend an hour plus with people who I'm not going to work with. Um,
Mm.
and I've always done it since I started. I've been practicing for about a year and a half now. Actually less. So I did my first discovery call in like March last year, I think it was. I was
Wow.
absolutely kidding myself. Beep.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was the most horrible thing I've done for a long time to speak to the first person that has this condition. I've been studying it, from from a theoretical or academic perspective, and then to speak to the first person I'm trying to convince to start the program was very, very intense. And but anyway, through doing a lot of discovery calls, I learned more about the personal element of it. So not the medical side, but like, you know, what do people actually need and struggle with?
Mm.
And that's the answer, really. Speaking with a lot of people with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I love that you just said, what do people like? It's that human aspect because we are working with humans. It's not like it's just a person that's going to buy your thing, right? It's this person that this
yeah.
human you really want to help.
And that's probably another element of maybe why I'm doing better in the sales is because I have gone through periods where I was kind of desperate to make a sale, not necessarily because I wanted money so much, but because it sucks to get on a call with someone and really want to work with them and then to be like, no, it's too expensive or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess there was times throughout the past year and a bit where I was probably giving out a bit of a desperate energy,
Mm.
probably subtle, and it's hard for me to pinpoint, but I'm sure that was happening. And now I'm like I'm less, how to say it, like I'm less tied to the outcome, essentially. Whether
Mm.
they go for it or not, it's cool. And so I'm just maybe more relaxed about it and more focused on what they're saying and listening to them. And it's still a struggle, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not like a master of this. And that's why I'm working with you guys. It's because I haven't figured it out yet. But I think that like I've gotten a lot of additional skills that have helped me um, to do that, what I just described. But there's a way to
Has
go yet.
your of course, I mean we're always improving, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of improving, like do you feel that your price increase is reflective of more experience and confidence that you've gained as a coach, or are you giving them more
No,
in your offer? Hmm.
no, I haven't changed a thing.
Mm.
I haven't changed a thing. I was underpricing myself before, and at that time I thought I was overpricing myself because I'm looking at what I'm a nutritional therapist in the UK. It's a certain profession. It's a bit different in the States, a bit different in Australia. There's a thing called nutritional therapy here. It's like a pretty highly qualified profession. Takes it's a 3-year diploma. It's like a, pretty intense thing to go through to get that qualification. Yet people come out the end and they will charge like 80 pounds UK. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
That's
Am I
okay.
allowed to swear here? Is this like on prime time? Sorry, I'll try
Sure.
not to.
Let it rip.
um, I just gave something away, but anyway, that's only half giving it away. But um, they're charging like 80 pounds for a consultation, which
Mhm.
might be 60 minutes, but then on the back of that, they have like 4 hours of research, putting protocols together, and all this work. So when you start calculating it based on an hourly amount, some of them might be doing like minimum wage because we also overwork. We also want to over deliver. So I'm sure that like the vast majority of people in my field are grossly undercharging because they're just copying what other people are doing. They're looking around and seeing what other people's pricing is, or they themselves have money mindset issues that they haven't worked through, and they don't necessarily really understand the value of what they're providing, and are
Mhm.
scared to ask what they think it's actually worth. And
Mhm.
this is a huge, I mean, obviously, this is why you guys exist. It's a huge thing in, you know,
Yeah.
among us lot, people that want to help people. People that want to
Yeah.
help people. We don't want to rip people off, but we rip ourselves off. And what was your question?
Yeah, I had asked you about like what was it that changed in order for you to go from what you were priced at before to what you're priced at now? Did your
Oh yeah.
offer change, or was it like that you gained more confidence as a coach and with your experience?
Yeah, so really it was not, it was neither of those two. I gained more confidence in my it wasn't really necessarily confidence. I gained more skills in my ability to convey my offer in a way
Mm,
that when I said the price to them, when they asked, well, when it came to the point now, the discussion where it came to pricing, I can say that amount without it feeling icky. If I had said the amount that I charge
mm,
now a year ago, I would have thrown up. I wouldn't be able to say that. It would be like, what are you, some slime bag, like trying to steal people's money? But now I say it, and I don't feel, and I know that this I need to actually increase it more. Like I'm not there
yeah,
yet. I'm just, I'm edging towards a higher
yeah,
amount. But I haven't changed anything. I don't like, go to their house and cook them breakfast. I'm just charging the amount that it should cost to get this kind of service. That's a life-changing service. Yeah.
mm. So there's two questions I want to ask you. What the first of all, because what somebody asked, which is a great question, what was the biggest hurdle or challenge you experienced with your offer, and how were you able to overcome it?
Biggest challenge and how was I able to overcome it? The
Yeah.
biggest, with the pricing, you mean specifically?
Yeah, and what you were delivering. But your
Um,
pricing, I think, is really interesting because again, like you are speaking the words that so many coaches are feeling like in their minds and in their hearts. I would feel gross charging that amount. I would feel icky. I would feel slimy. These are things that we've heard many times. So how did you move from that? Like how did you move from that? Was there a challenge or a hurdle in moving past that
well, the
feeling?
simple answer is when I first started after I qualified and kind of before I actually started practicing, I did like a course with some other business coaches that work specifically with nutritional professionals in the UK.
Mhm.
And uh, yeah, they have like modules on discovery calls, modules on finding your ideal client, modules on um, pricing and all that, pricing and programs. Oh, that was it. That's what it was. I did their first module, which was called programs and pricing. And so most people, when they go into practice, they do like individual consultations. They'll book someone in, maybe for a consultation, maybe a follow up, and that's quite common. And this organization, they teach the program model where you do 3 month programs. That's like kind of 12-week programs, like what they feel works the best. In terms of like from a sales perspective and also from a like being able to deliver like a really life-changing process for the client and in that training thing there was a money mindset was part of that, and so that unlocked a lot of keys for me, like
Mhm.
very simple questions. It's like, well, there was some exercises where you had to kind of Um, yeah, I can't even remember now, but either way, doing that like made me think I need to charge more. And they gave some guidelines on what you can charge. So, for example, they said like you should be charging about between £80 and £130 per hour face to face,
Mhm.
and that covers like all the back end stuff. So when I heard £130 per hour, I was like, oh my god. So then in the beginning, I was like, doing my calculator thing. They gave us a calculator where you can work out like a program amount based on your desired hourly rate, and then it works out based on how many sessions you've got and all that, what the program cost is. And so I did mine at like the lowest. I started at £80, which, hell, I was a new nutritional therapist, so maybe that's not so crazy. But like, I couldn't. The bigger thing is I couldn't imagine going higher, and
Yeah.
now basically at the higher amount. So, but it's still not enough because when I calculate the amount of time that I spend with each client, it's still not at a level which is really in line with the service that I'm giving. So that's why it needs to go
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that that's such an important realization. Like that journey, your own mental journey of like where you're pricing things and where you want to be is I love how you laid that out. I think it's really tangible for people, right? Um, so my other question is what goes, and this is a question that everyone has too, how do you achieve that transformation? What goes into your offer?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, so basically, um, what I try and do, and this will be different from, I guess, from a lot of people watching, but I guess there'll be some people, but I am trying to identify the root underlying causes of people's autoimmune condition. They have Sjogren's syndrome. That's why I work pretty much like solely with Sjogren's syndrome. And I'm trying to figure out why did it develop in them and why is it continuing to progress? And from a diet, nutrition, and lifestyle perspective, what they can do to reduce those symptoms and to get their body to regulate itself normally or as normally as possible. Um, so it's quite an involved process to do that. It involves a lot of lab testing, a lot of nutritional analysis, a lot of trial and error, trying different dietary approaches, supplementation, herbal medicines, stress reduction, sleep optimization, all these things come together. So I'm working with them, and depending on which package they're on, I'll be more involved in that. I'll be speaking to them more
Mm-hmm.
often or less often. That's the differentiator between my programs. Is like more support or less support to help
Mm-hmm.
them implement their protocol, which is the same regardless of what package they're on. They still get the same protocol and the same skeleton structure, but like how much support they get to help them to motivate them to actually make those changes and to stay
Yeah.
on the beaten path. Is that the phrase? That they get more support or less support, and so that's how we get that transformation. So what tends to happen is that basically throughout that, it's a 3 month program. I don't know if I said that. I offer 3 month programs, and there's like three phases essentially. We're getting more specific and more targeted with the nutritional protocol as we go through the program, so that by the end they end up that program with a protocol in hand which is tried and tested and based on objective lab markers and how they've responded over time. And there's four protocol updates throughout that time.
Yeah.
So that's how they get the transformation. And then
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that everything's solved. For some people, actually, it is. By the way, like that, some people don't have any symptoms anymore, which is amazing, and it even blows my mind. But it works sometimes. Other times, it's not enough time. Some of these people have had this, disease for 20 years, 30 years. You can't unravel that in 3 months. But we're on
Mm-hmm.
the path. And with everyone, everyone, there's a significant change, enough so that it's kind of life changing. So, for
Uh-huh.
example, a lot of my clients have fatigue. It's like a very very common part of this disease, and that just destroys their life. There's other symptoms going on, lots of things going on, but it's like fatigue. Just you can't do anything, you can't enjoy anything. So that happens to be something which I have a lot of success with. And if they can have more energy, they still have a lot of other symptoms, but their energy is better, and some of the other symptoms are not as intense. That for them is like diamonds. Like that is,
Mm-hmm.
they have a new lease on life. Even just from that, they can go for a walk. They can go play with their grandkids. They can they can go. I'm just saying things that people have told me. They can go on Sunday to their church group and actually help serve food where they couldn't before. Now they're part of a community. Can you imagine like the knock-on effects of that?
So I
It's
want to point out three
unbelievable.
things that you said because I want to highlight them because they're so important. And then I have one more question for you. So one of the things that you said, like 3 months time is not a lot, especially when you were saying that, some of these people have been experiencing their symptoms for 20 or 30 years. So you've really tackled that fast component of your offer, helping them achieve significant results quickly. 3 months is not a lot of time. And the fun piece, right? When they're getting more energy, when they're able to do things with their grandchildren or and with their church groups, things like that, you've restored their fun. So you've really hit on those easy and fun those easy, fast, and fun, like the three things that make an offer just so irresistible, and you're doing it. I
Mm.
also love that you said that it's part of this is trial and error, right? That like what you're doing with people is they're open, right? And they're willing to be guided by you, they're expert, but also realizing that like you're I love that you're open to giving a solution that may not be the exact solution and having that conversation with them about being trial and error. I think so many people get
It's
up in their
selling a
heads.
journey.
Yeah, exactly. It's a journey.
That's what it is. I
Exactly.
tell everyone I don't like promise anything other than that I'm going to like leave no stone unturned to get to this
Mm,
result that they would like and that I think is possible because I've seen it enough times by now that I know it's possible.
yeah.
Um, it's the journey and the learning that they get throughout the process which is also invaluable.
Yeah.
They want to understand
Yeah.
what's going on with them, and so that process itself is really is really valuable because their
I love
doctors are
that.
sure as hell not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Medical doctors are
Yeah.
not doing this, and medical doctors are not helping people understand what's driving their condition. They don't even actually understand themselves. It's not part of their education. It's why in
Yeah.
functional medicine, I have to do a 3 month program. I can't spend 10 minutes with a patient like they do in conventional medicine. The only thing that can lead to is another drug. You have to spend
Mm-hmm.
3 months with them in order to understand what their lifestyle is like. What are they eating? What? And I can't just do a cookie cutter approach because everyone's different.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I have to spend 3 months with someone and actually longer. But that 3 months is like the minimum amount of time that it takes for me to learn, or for us to learn what's going on with them and what might help or hinder.
Absolutely. And so the components of your VIP offer include spending time with them, listening to them, getting to know like their lifestyle and experiencing the pieces of the journey that are trial and error. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing that differentiates like the price points is your time. I think that that's
Mm-hmm.
so important for coaches to understand is that it's not the additional features and benefits, right? It's just the more time that you're spending. So I love that you shared that. And then one more question that came up that I think is perfect for you to ask is when you move from your cost, somebody has prices on their website. So I know that you are somebody who's had price increases. This question is, and you do Google it, it's like you're great at digital marketing. How did you move from lower cost to higher? My website has prices. Is that a mistake? So it would be pretty obvious. Do I need to add stuff?
Well, firstly, you can change your price, and I'm speaking as a digital marketer of like
Mm-hmm.
12 years now, before I became a nutritionist. You can change your prices whenever you want, number one.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. You have every right to put your price whatever you want it to be. But number two, and maybe a smarter way to do it would be to split test it. And if you wanted to see what the effect of, let's say, whatever you're tracking, how many inquiries you get with your pricing at X, you use Google Optimize. It's a free platform. Works with like every WordPress and Wix or whatever the hell your website's built with.
Mm-hmm.
And split test it, and don't worry. Just let the people decide. When you get enough data, you'll know if people are like not respond, if you're getting less contacts, or you might find out that actually you get less response, but better quality response. People who are more, like willing to actually pay and not like bargain hunters. The lower your price, you're going to attract bargain hunters. The higher price, you'll attract people who are ready and willing. So you're not going to be wasting time speaking with people who, just aren't that committed to the process. And I had pricing on my website. I've tried having it, not having it. I don't have it now. And when I increased my prices, I simply increased my prices. There's nothing more to it. I just went on Wix and changed the number, and there it was. If I was speaking to someone last week and they got there was a certain price, I honored that. And they said, you can have that, you can have that price, it's fine. So, there's nothing sneaky about it. You can just, it's your pricing, you can do whatever you want. There's
Thank you
nothing
so
to
much
worry
for
about,
that.
essentially. But right now, I think a bigger question really is whether to have pricing in your website or not. And I think that's a personal thing, depending on what you're doing, what your website's like, how they get into your website. I don't do marketing anymore, so I can't give you more. But yeah.
Well, as we are thanking you so much for your time and jumping off with you tonight, I want to do two things. Number one, shout again. Did you guys catch on what Jeremy just said? Lower price is going to attract the bargain shoppers. A higher ticket price is going to attract clients that are ready. That was like, write that down. Remember it always. That was absolute gold. Thank you so much for that. And if you can guess precisely where Jeremy's accent is from, I want you to drop it in the comments, and we are going to check that later because it's really fun.
Carrie actually got it.
Did she? Oh, I love that. I think,
just one person got it?
Us on calls though. Wait. I love Carrie though. Okay, awesome. Thank you,
Well done.
Jeremy, so much. Really appreciate you. That was great, my friend.
No
Thank
worries.
you. All right, guys,
Yes.
drop some love for
Thanks,
Jeremy in
Jeremy.
the comments.
Good night, man.
And good night, my friend. Awesome. I'm going to go right back over here to my screen share and introduce our next VIP coach, who is going to pull back the curtain on her offer. And her offer is really, really awesome too. And she's really awesome, and I love her. And you know what, you guys? Fun fact about her, she's actually a mermaid. True story. So next we have Justine Arsenal. She is a certified personal trainer. She is PN level 1 certified, and she's also an Enlifted certified coach. She actually has several other certifications, including trigger mapping. She is the founder of BNA Lifestyle, and another hidden talent, aside from mesmerizing sailors with her flippy flippers, is that she is one of the best vegan bakers that you will ever meet. So thank you, Justine, for jumping on with us today. Super excited that you're here.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, girl. Hey. So, Justine, when you first started off with your nutrition coaching business, how much were you charging per month?
$50.
We salute you because that's higher than Matt and I were charging. And what did you increase that price to?
$300.
Mm-hmm.
$500.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
And
did.
it was less than 6 months, I believe, from the time I increased my offer. And I was only working with one client at the time when I was at $50 a month. And I increased her to $300 a month. And she was like, yeah, okay.
You wait from 50 to 300, like there was no, you didn't.
And she
really?
was like, oh, yeah, there was nothing. She was,
wow.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
No, go ahead. I would actually love to know, and I'm going to ask you about your price increases, but I think that everybody would love to know, how did that conversation go? How were you able to do that? And she was just like, yeah, absolutely. Sign me up.
I believe the exact words that I used were, I have been working on some new things and I have some great new tools and assets for you. And moving forward, I'm going to be raising my prices. She was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we were
Because she
already,
really valued working with you.
I was already offering her something awesome. So now I'm just giving her more and charging her the price for it. And it was no, even I was like, oh, but I was firm on my price because I worked on it, right? Like I was terrified, but when I said it to her, I was firm on it. Like when I did give her the price, I had worked through all of the roadblocks that I had with it. And I think it was more excitement than it was fear when you say it for the first time, because you're like, I'm moving towards like what I know it is that I deserve for what it is that I'm doing. So, and I think that's really the biggest thing is getting out of your own way, because it's really just to think that nobody pays it. There's tons of people who pay it. There's tons of people who pay even more than that. It's you're thinking in your own head, it's a head thing. It's you don't see the value in yourself, and you've got to see the value in what it is that you have to offer before anybody else is going to see the value in what you have to give.
Yeah. How did you work through that? Because you just said that like the journey of increasing that price was working through your own roadblocks. And then once you got to that point of saying that price out loud, you were moving from a place of fear to excitement.
Matt is how I got to that place. Like I'm not even it was Matt.
Yes. And tell us more about how Matt helped you get there. What were the mindset things that you guys worked on? And what were those shifts?
It was more, I was new into it. So that was where I got lucky, is I wasn't banging my head against the wall as a nutrition coach for very long when I found Matt. So I was very new to this whole world. I don't even know that I knew what it was that I had to offer at the time, right? Like you have this vision in your head, you know why you got in it. We all got in it to help people change their lives. Most of us have all gone through our own transformation and how we changed our lives in some way. Maybe it's not directly effective of how you're working with the people you're working with, but we've all gone through our own journey. So we have that, like we've been through it. We know what it's like. And we want this for other people. We want people to feel this way. And I think it comes with, no, I don't think it comes with creating an offer. Like that's how you move around it. Like you have this, the offer is everything, right? Like, if you're fumbling through what it is that you want to give to somebody, like, you're just rambling on and on about all the different things that you can do for somebody, they're going to be like, that sounds great. And you're going to lose them. Right. But when you have it firm and you have it set and it's that short, concise, like makes the point, like highlights everything and it's valuable and you believe in it because you created it. Right. So for me, the offer was huge. And just working with a group of people, like we had such a stellar group of people when I was first working with Matt, like it was just an amazing, amazing group. So you feed off of each other and you build off of each other and you grow together. And it's a beautiful experience to grow with a group of people. So you are all going through it. I can't say that there was a specific point. You're going through, you're learning. It's a process. So if you're banging your head against the wall and you're like, how do I get here? Well, get help. Like that's the big I can say. Like if you're struggling, get help. You don't have to do it on your own. And I would go back 100 times over and do it again and invest and do it again. Cause it made all the difference. Like I would not be where I am today if I hadn't started with you guys. Like absolutely not. I'd still be back at the beginning, banging my head against the wall. What am I doing wrong?
And isn't it interesting? That's what we want our clients to do, right? Like if you're struggling, get help. Help is available. Help is right here. Yeah. You've mentioned that with your client, the one that was paying $50 that you just increased to 300. You said that you were already offering her something awesome, and then you just gave her a little bit more. Tell me what you were doing and what you did that was a little bit more.
It was more on depth than more this way. Like when I think about it, it was that I was able to offer her something more on a deeper level than on a expanding level. So there wasn't more added to my offer. We just went deeper into things, more like think more emotional than surface level. So it was having that confidence of going into that sort of thing. And just having more streamline. Like for me, it wasn't necessarily like, here's all these fancy things that I'm going to throw at you. It was just like, it was more in the back end part of it, if that makes sense. It was like, I was more organized with everything. I had more tools that I understood how I could use as a coach. So really, it wasn't like for her, it wasn't much more that she was getting because she was already getting unlimited, like she had unlimited access to me. And to me, it's beautiful because you give somebody unlimited access to you and they don't take the unlimited access to you. It's there, but it's more, and I set boundaries with it. And that's a huge, huge thing when you're going into this is make sure you have a set of boundaries because you don't want to be working at all hours of the night. It's like, you can send me a message and I will answer you when I answer you. It's not going to be like in 4 or 5 days, but it's like, I'm not going to answer you at 11 o'clock at night. Like I turn my phone off at a certain point and I don't talk to anybody after that. Like you want to reach me, I'll talk to you in the morning when I start work after I'm done doing what I'm doing with my kids in the morning. So it's like I had a firm set of boundaries with that. But the unlimited access to me, like message me anytime you have a question, ask your questions. Like you don't have to wait till our call for you to seek guidance. Like that's not necessary.
Yeah, I love that. I know as I was reading off like your certifications, I know you did CanFit Pros, you're a certified personal trainer, you've done trigger mapping, PM level 1, you've done Enlifted. Did you feel that your price increases came along with those additional certifications, or did your offer change at all?
Again, offer didn't change. It just went deeper. So
Yeah.
for me, it was funny. The first conversation that Matt and I had, I said, I went through precision nutrition level 1 and I feel like I'm missing something. Like I have all of this knowledge and I have no idea what the hell to do with this. Like, what do I do? I'm like, yay, I know how to help you, but I also have no idea how to get to that point. So we were talking about that. So it was more like creating that offer again. So for me, I went deeper. I've been looking for that. I was missing a piece myself for myself. And I was looking for that answer. And because I don't actually do calorie counting and macros with my clients, how I work, because I did that and I developed massive disordered eating. So for me, I was looking for that. I knew that it was going to come from that deeper level. So I was looking for that so that I could give it to my clients, but my offer didn't change it. I can't even say it changed. It became what it was meant to be. It was like, well, we talk about the metamorphosis. Like that's,
Yeah.
it was just, it grew and there was nothing more added to it. Like I never added to it. It just became deeper. Like metamorphosis is the best way that I can describe it. Like there was never more. It was just deeper.
Yeah. What do you offer clients? Like, what does it look like to work with you?
What does it look like to work with me? Awesome. That's what it looks like.
Obviously.
Actually, so I offer one-to-one coaching, but I also offer group coaching. And group
Mhm.
coaching is my favorite of all favorite things to do. I
Yeah.
absolutely love the journey of group coaching. I love people growing and learning together, changing. We live in this world where we know we're not alone, but we still feel alone. And then you can take a group of people who go on the same journey with a different end, and it's like, it's just beautiful to watch them grow. And it's like, this works for me, maybe you should try this. And then all of a sudden somebody in a group helped somebody else grow. Right. And it's beautiful. And for me, I offer, like, I'm a weekly call is what we do, weekly
Mhm.
check-ins, unlimited support. It's basic. Like, people don't want to spend all day every day with you. They don't want something that's complicated where they're spending hours of their time that they don't have or want to commit to this. Like, I no, I don't want to work out twice a day. I don't want to have to commit all this time to doing all this food. Most of the people that I work with are moms. Like, they don't have time for that. Like, it's like,
Mhm.
how can I make this work? So it's like, my time is valuable, their time is precious, and I understand that as a mother, right? So it's like, your clients don't want to be with you hours during the week. They want you to give them what they can do in a clear, concise way, and then I guide them how to do that, right? And
Mhm.
I was recently thinking about this, and it was, I help you make change, I don't help you make change. It's not my job to do the work for you. It's your job to do the work. Right. And that's
Mhm.
something that we have to think about as coaches. It's not our job for them to do the work. It's their job. We guide them. Right. I'm like, we're like Hagrid. We take them, I'm going to guide you across the lake in the boat. But if you're dumb enough to jump over the side, it's not on me. Um, but I will guide you, but I'm not doing the work for you. Like, I will be here with that unlimited support, but it's on you to do the
Mhm.
work. Because if you want me to do the work for you, well, then we are spending hours together all of the time. And you don't want that. So
Yeah. Well, and that was actually a good question that came from the audience was, what are some other examples of what value you could include in a higher ticket offer besides like VIP days, going and spending hours and hours with them and doing it for them?
that is going to be very niche specific, right? So
Mhm.
for you, market research, I freaking love market research. It is the greatest of all greatest things. And also, the best part about market research is it's a free call and they're giving you free information, but it's also a really easy way to get people on the phone and tell them about your offer that you're about to create. And then you say, hey, when this is ready, do you want to know about it? Right.
Mhm.
So and market research is fascinating. Like I love it. But if you want to know what else you can add to it, then ask the question. Don't assume. I love that. Don't assume anything. Assume nothing when it comes to working with your clients. Ask them. Like, if it's outrageous, like, there will be people, but it's like, what would make a difference in a coaching experience for you? Right? Or what was one of the
Mm.
best things that a coach did for you when you worked with them in the past? Right? Or it doesn't even have to be with working with a coach. It could just be with working with anybody, really. Like, what was that extra thing? But it's people don't really want as much as you think they want. Like,
Right.
they
Exactly.
want they people want you to know them, get to know them as a real human being and actually give a shit. That's what they
Mhm.
want. They want
Yep.
to feel like that they're not just a number to you, that they're not just another before and after to you. They want you to know them. So, like, to me, a VIP experience would be like, I'm working with a coach and I do something and like they call me out on my crap, right? Like, because they know me, they know it's out of character, or they know that I'm falling back into a past pattern, or I'm like working out of fear. And it's because they know me, they know where I've come from, and they know where I'm currently at, the things that I'm capable of. So
Mhm.
like, know your clients on a deeper level. Don't offer them more, just get to know them. Like
And
really,
would
really well.
you say, that like connecting with them on that human level and really getting to know them is how you're able to make their individual journey like meet those components of like easy, fast, enjoyable, easy, fast, and fun?
Oh yeah. It's the journey is so much more enjoyable when you have somebody with you.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm with you on this journey,
Yeah.
right? It's like I'm here with you, and it's easier when you have a friend. I can say like what it like that made me think of it, because I remember I talked to Matt the first time, and this was a VIP thing in my head. We were talking, and I can remember the very first conversation that we had where I was sitting, like where I was. And then the second time we talked, he asked me something about Brad, and like knew his name. And I had only used his name once, but I knew he had it in that little notebook now. And
That's
you were
interesting.
as me. And I was in my hometown visiting my family, and I was in my sister-in-law's basement. But he said Brad. It was like he had made a note of who my husband was and then used his name in a conversation. And to me, it was like we had one conversation and he paid attention.
Mm.
Right? It
Mhm.
wasn't that like focused on the end sale, like just get her on the phone and sell it to her. It was like, no, it matters, right? Like the little details, like the little things.
Yeah. It is. It is those little things. It's the giving the shit about people. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hear it all the time. Amazing. So if there's any like of the coaches that are here now and just going and they're having these breakthroughs, and we would love to hear from you if like, and you can drop like a, mind blown emoji in the comments if what you've heard has really blown your mind on like, is it as simple as just listening and giving a shit about your clients and treating them as a human, and then customizing that experience to be easy, fast, and enjoyable for them? Is that like a mind? Is that blowing your mind that that's actually what $1,000 a month or more offer could look like? Yeah. So, Justine, for coaches who are massively undercharging, just as you were when you first started, a few years ago at $50 a month or less, what would you give them as the biggest piece of advice or a big action step that they should do right now?
Mindset part of it, it's huge. Like
Mm-hmm.
why? What Matt, always ask one more why than you're comfortable with. Honestly, I will plug the shit out all day, Matt and Kate. If you're not working with them, work with them. Like I will like let's do it. But the mindset, like why are you not, why can't you?
Mm-hmm.
How can you? Well, why can't you? Like you're listening and you hear, and there's tons of other coaches out there. So what is your roadblock? You have to figure out the reason why you're so uncomfortable with it. And if it comes down to, I'm not comfortable with the offer that I have, well, then you need to find help to create that offer. Like you do. Don't bang your head against the wall. If you're struggling, get help. That's the same thing that you would say to a client. If you're struggling, get help. The same thing goes for you. If you're struggling, get help.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love it. Absolutely. Coaching is a mirror. So I thank you, Justine, so much for jumping on and for sharing everything with us. We'd love to hear your biggest takeaways, coaches, from what Justine has talked to us about right now. And listen, we promised you guys that we would take up an hour of your time each night, so we can wrap up the Ask Me Anything portion of today. However, if you've got additional questions for Justine or Jeremy, just drop them in the comments below, and we will make sure that we ask them. So I want to put this out there too, knowing that when you're easy to please, you really become a magnet for abundance. And look at this with two lenses. One of those lenses is we want to, from a client perspective, right? We are looking for ways to make things easier, faster, and more enjoyable for our soulmate clients. When we can get into the power, into the habit of celebrating daily wins, like every single day, no matter how small, those tiny wins, if we develop that habit, the more enjoyable their journey will feel to them, the faster they will perceive they're experiencing results, and the more fun they'll have along the way. They will really love the process if you get your clients into the habit of celebrating all of the tiny wins along the way. This is a piece of delivering a VIP experience, one that your clients are really excited about and that you get really excited about coaching every single day. And when you fall in love with your process too, and I had to shout this out because I know, like, I've gotten really fun screenshots from Jeremy and from Justine celebrating, like, what we would perceive as maybe like smaller wins. Someone shared my content, someone asked for this thing, someone liked my thing or gave me a really beautiful comment. All of those little things are pieces of the process, pieces of your own journey and growing as a coach and getting to that level of charging high ticket, $1,000 or more per month, having this offer that people don't say no to, right? Like, when you get into the habit of celebrating every single win and really loving the process, treating people as a human, just wondering who you can connect with today and just, shed a little sunshine on, you become a magnet for more abundance. You can screenshot that and use it. All right. All right, so action steps for today. Share your biggest takeaways from today's session, and you can share them as a comment, and practice the power of celebration today. What are you celebrating? What is something tiny that you could celebrate that, is a win that's a part of your journey? We want to know what that looks like for you and just get into the habit of doing it. Now, tomorrow, make sure that you are here because tomorrow we are going to talk about how to sell your $1,000 coaching offer. And it comes down to offering exactly what your clients need. You have heard from two of our VIP coaches with, more than $1,000 offers, and both of them have told you about how they listen to their clients, how their clients feel heard, how they're offering them exactly what they want and exactly what they need, how they have taken their market research, their personal audits, how they have found the overlap, and they've offered exactly what their clients need. You've heard it today. You've heard the testimonials of it working, and we're going to show you and teach you exactly how to do that tomorrow. So make sure that you are here, coaches. All right, Matt, is there anything that I missed or anything that you'd like to say in wrapping up today?
Nope. Just want to give a big thank you to Jeremy and Justine for showing up and rocking it today. And yeah, tomorrow we'll be diving into what I believe is a little bit of an uncommon way to address selling a high ticket offer. Most of the time it focuses on the sales script, but tomorrow we're going to be going over something a little bit different. So stay tuned. We'll see you there, 6 p.m. sharp.
Hi, guys.
Peace.